All right, now we're going to do three variables with three equations, and this is an exercise in patience big time. What you have here is a whole bunch of elimination waiting to happen, except what you can't do is cancel all three variables at the same time, because if you do, you'll just have two variables left, and that will get you nowhere. What I always tell people to do is after you have it lined up in columns like this, X's, Y's, Z's, and numbers, take the first one, I'm going to rewrite it, 4x plus 2y. There, you can't skip steps on this. I mean, there's just no way. I slashed my 7s, so that's a 7. That's not negative 7 there. All right, there's the first one, and under it, write the second one. 2x plus 2y minus 4z equals negative 4. So I'm going to pre-write that. And then I'll come over here in a different color, and I'm going to write, actually, let me make a note here so that you're in your notebooks, you know that's the first and second. Now up here, I'm going to write the first and third equation right over top of each other. So I'm just going to rewrite it. 4x plus 2y plus z equals 7. And then underneath it, I'm going to write the third one, which is x plus 3y minus 2z equals negative 8. So I really haven't done any math yet. I'm setting this up. But now, and you could pretty much feel free to do this every time. In fact, I would. But at this point, you have to think. Because what I need to do is to get x's, y's, or z's, one of them, to cancel on both sets of problems. So I'm going to do two elimination problems, canceling the same letter. And when I did this morning, we agreed that z's is the logical choice. Because if you look at this, I can multiply, let me just write on top of this. Don't write this, I'm going to delete it. I can make this a 4. I can make that plus 4 so that that eliminates right there. I can make this one plus 2 so that that eliminates. And that's really what I want to do. If you take any other letter, you're probably going to be, except maybe the x's, you could do that as well. You could do it one step each. If you do the y's over here, you're going to have to make the 6's, and you got to do extra steps. So let's go ahead and get the z's to cancel. So I'll do this one down here first. All right, I'm going to put my arrow. And I have to make this plus 4 right here. We're canceling the z's. If you want to make a note, we're canceling z's here. But I have to make this a 4, so I have to multiply this by 4. All right, so very carefully, each term. So it's 16x plus 8y plus 4z equals 28. On the next level, I'm just going to recopy it. 2x plus 2y minus 4z equals negative 4. And that looks good. So I can now, I have the opposites there. I can draw a line. I can add this. So this is 18x plus 10y equals 24. And I'll put a nice big old circle around that. And then up here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to try to get the z's to cancel again. So I'm going to multiply the top one by 2. And the bottom one I'm going to rewrite. So the top one gets multiplied by 2. This will be 8x plus 4y plus 2z equals 14. Making sure that's right. That looks good. And then I'm going to recopy the bottom. So it's x plus 3y minus 2z equals negative 8. Draw a line. Add very carefully. This is 9x plus 7y equals 6. All right. And I do believe we did that correct. So I'm going to put a circle around that one. Then the next step that you do is you take the two circled problems, find a color I haven't used yet, I guess yellow. We'll take the two circled problems and write those over top of each other. So I got 18x plus 10y equals 24. And then that's 18 right there. Almost looks like a 10. This is 9x plus 7y equals 6. Now let me just back up here a second. What I did here is I rewrote these two down here. So these are the circled problems. And now what I have to do is pick a letter and eliminate a letter. So I turned this nasty original problem into a problem like you did last night. So I'm going to get the x's to cancel. I think that's the logical decision. And I'm going to multiply by the bottom one here by -2. By -2. I don't know if that's showing up well. Let me brighten that up a little bit. -2. And I'll recopy the top. All right, so I'm recopying the top one. 18x plus 10y equals 24. The bottom one gets multiplied by 2. So that's -18x minus 14y equals -12. Draw a line. Add. See what happens here. This would be -4y equals 12. Yep. And then we divide by a -4. And y would equal a -3. And that gets a circle. So that's one of the final answers. Congratulations, you are now 1/3 done with this problem. Yes. So now I have to get the x and the z. And the way I do that is to take these circled ones and plug the y into it. So I'll just use this one here. I'll draw a little arrow here. And I'm going to plug in -3 for this y right here. So it's 9x plus 7 times -3 equals 6. So I plugged this thing here. There's your little flow chart there. 9x minus 21 equals 6. And I will add 21 to both sides. That's 27. So 9x equals 27. We'll divide by 9. And x equals +3. So once you get the first one, this does in fact get easier. But that's the second third of it. And from there, you probably guessed what you have to do. You have to take these two and plug it back into one of the originals. So let me make an arrow down from, I'll just use the top one. I picked the top one, by the way, because z was all by itself. That was a logical choice. Any of them will work, but if you have to pick one, pick the one that's easiest. That's a good lesson there. So 4 times 3, because that's the x, plus 2 times -3, because that's the y. There's the x and there's the y. And that is plus z equals 7. And then we figure this out. So that's 12 plus -6, or 12 minus 6, plus z equals 7. And that's, of course, 6 plus z equals 7. And we'll subtract 6 from both sides. About to run out of room here. Z would equal 1. So for that gets the other star as an answer. So this is not only an xy point, but it's an xyz point now. So it's a 3-dimensional point, like going from the corner of one room to the other corner, like from the bottom corner to the top right corner of a classroom or something like that. So it's 3, -3, x, y, and z. And that would be your final answer right there. A lot of work. This is just patience, people. It's just patience. But that's the technique right there. Have a good one.